Namaskar. Dear students, I hope you all are doing well. I am Neelu Gautam, TGT Social Science in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. Today, I am going to take a very interesting session of class 8th History, Chapter 7, that is Women, Caste and Reform. Dear children, nowadays every child has a right to be educated herself or himself beyond any gender discrimination. Girls are having equal opportunities to study and get job. Girls are going for higher studies, giving services in almost each and every sector. They are proving themselves day by day. They are becoming independent, confident and gaining topmost positions in the society. They have to be adults before legally married. Even they can marry anyone they like from any caste and any community. Right to equality is their fundamental right as per Constitution. They can vote and stand for elections too. Children, do you think these conditions are equally enjoyed by all the female part of the society? Certainly not. Poor people do not have such conditions so that they could send their girl child for higher education in despite of male child. Children, about 200 years ago, things were not as much as easy as today. The social life of girls were very difficult. They did not have access of schools. They were not supposed to step out from their homes for any job. Even they did not have right to choose their life partner. So students, today in this session, we will discuss about the struggles of Indian women. The learning objectives of today's session are to understand the historical context of social reforms related to women, to explore the changes faced by women, to recognize the efforts and contributions of social reformers in addressing these challenges, to develop critical thinking by examining different perspectives on social issues. Dear students, in today's world, women empowerment is one of the most important agenda. As I told you that about 200 years ago, the society was different from what is today. There were many problems like gender discrimination, religious boundaries, polygamy, evil practices like sati pratha, child marriage, etc. Many restrictions were imposed on women. Widows were praised if they choose death by burning themselves on the funeral pyre of their husband. Most children were married off an early age. From the starting of 19th century, due to the development of means of communications and with the help of books, magazines, pamphlets, etc., a storm of awareness hit the Indian society. People started to read print material on various social, political, economical and religious issues. Gradually, the Indian society started to change. For solving above problems, initiatives were taken by Indian reformers and reform groups. One such reformer was Raja Ram Mohan Roy, starting from 1772 to 1833. He was multilinguistic. He founded the Brahmo Sabha, later known as Brahmo Samaj in Calcutta. They felt that the evils of society should be eradicated. To ensure these changes, they started to make the people aware to give up old practices and adopt a new way of life. Raja Ram Mohan Roy wanted to spread the knowledge of Western education in the country so that it could bring equality for women. People such as Raja Ram Mohan Roy are described as reformers because they said that a society should be changed and reformed positively. Evil practices should be weeded out. Raman Roy was in favor to spread the Western knowledge and education so that in India, people, especially girls, could get freedom and equality. With the help of his write-ups, he tried to make aware women regarding their betterment. He criticized the society for not supporting the women education. He believed that women are not for domestic work only. Let us talk about the abolition of some evil practices which were against women. He began campaign against the practice of sati. Many British officials had also begun to criticize Indian traditions and customs. He took the help of ancient sacred books that supported their point of view. He claimed that there was no mention of sati in Vedas. Finally, sati system was banned in year 1829. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar was also a reformer. With the help of ancient texts, he suggested that widow could remarry. Finally, a law was passed in 1856 permitting widow remarriage. In South India, a reformer named Virsalingam Pontulu formed an association for widow remarriage. Swami Dayananda Saraswati was a reformer who worked for widow remarriage. He founded a reform association named Arya Samaj in the year 1875. After long struggle with the efforts of many reformers, girls' schools were set up in various parts of India. A British translator, Ante Ackroyd, founded first Hindu Mahila Vidyalaya in Kolkata. Many people feared that school would take the girls away from home and prevent them from doing domestic duties. People felt that girls should stay away from public places. Most of the women received education by their liberal father or husband. It was also seen that some women studied themselves. For example, Ras Sundari Devi, a renowned Bengali writer who wrote first ever autobiography Amar Jiban. After that, many schools were started for girls, such as in Punjab by Arya Samaj, in Maharashtra by Jyotiba Phule. Many noble Muslim families in North India, women were taught to read the Quran in Arabic. They were taught by women who went to teach at their homes. Some of the Muslim reformers were Mumtaz, Ali, etc. Muslim women like Begums of Bhopal promoted education among women and founded a primary school for girls at Aligarh. Similarly, in Patna and Kolkata, Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain started schools for Muslim girls. She was very brave and great critic of conservative ideas of society. Another woman, Tarabai Shinde, got her education at home. She wrote a book, Stri Purusha Tulna, a comparison between men and women. She criticized the social discrimination between men and women. Pandit Ramabai, she was a great scholar of Sanskrit. She wrote a book about the miserable lives of upper class Hindu women. She founded a widow's home at Pune to provide shelter to widows who had been treated badly by their husbands' relatives. Later, women were trained to support themselves economically. Orthodox Hindu and Muslim were worried about that women started adopting Western culture, and according to them, that could corrupt and erode family values. Women wrote books, magazines, founded schools, training centers, and set up associations for women. Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose supported the freedom of women and inspired them. As we have seen that the struggle of women was not easy for them. Also, they had to cross many hurdles in society. Now, it was the responsibility of government to take some steps for this. Our leaders also played a significant role. With the growth of women organizations and on writings on these issues, the momentum for reform gained strength. Public challenged another established custom, that was child marriage. In 1929, a law was imposed that the age of marriage would be 18 for boys and 16 for girls. Subsequently, these limits were raised to 21 for men and 18 for women. So children, I hope you enjoyed the session. But before we end this session, I would like you to recall what we discussed through some questions. So here you have some questions. First question you have, who was the founder of Brahmo Samaj? The second question is, name the writer of the book Stree Purush Tulna. The third question you have, in which year Sati Pratha was banned? The fourth question is, when did widow remarriage law passed? Now your fifth question is quite interesting. Ask to your grandmother about her schooling and compare it with your schooling. With this, we have come to the end of today's session. I hope you have enjoyed it. Namaskar.